Hi, and welcome to my brand new show, the Thrawntalk podcast. I'd like to welcome all my former listeners of the Kanji Club podcast to this new show, the Thrawntalk podcast, and all my new listeners and new subscribers to the Thrawntalk podcast, where basically I taken my previous show where I was dedicated to Star Wars, and now we're just kind of talking about all things pop, everything that I love, all the things that kind of tend to rub me the wrong way, without so much of a filter anymore. And now that YouTube seems to be kind of more of a main avenue for folks, I want to get into the game. I know it's a little late, but hey, late's better than never. So please do me a favor, and as they say, smash that like button, hit that subscribe, share with your family and friends, and listen to some past episodes and get caught up with how I do Kanji Club podcast. Now we are known as Thrawntalk podcast because I'm hopefully start actually getting to talk to some more folks and get. So I do have an interview scheduled for later on this year, which I will be posting on this channel, and eventually I'm going to use the computer to get to some graphics up hopefully on these things and figure that out. But for now we're just going to do it old school style and just keep using the phone, and we'll get there one way or another. And so here we are coming from my little humble abode, and I'm in my little nerd room, and I got my comics on the wall, and that is one of the things that I have started diving back into in the last couple of years here is comic books. And I guess I was inspired so much by the Marvel movies getting so popular again, but I've always leaned more towards the DC comic books myself, even though my first comic was a Marvel book. Be that as it may, I don't stan, as they say, one or the other, or one over the other. I feel that they both have good story arcs that have been out there, and bad ones, especially. Most of them both have more bad than they do have good. I mean, we can probably all agree to that. So a lot of the stuff that I do cover is sci-fi related, pop culture related, space stuff. Like I said, my previous show was Kanji Club. This is Thrawntalk Pod, so I will cover Thrawn when he decides to show up in live action, because we all know that he's already been on TV, so it's just a matter of time. So a lot of people are saying it's Benedict Cumberbatch, or it could be the guy who does his Mickelson, who does the voice, is I guess highly in the running or suspected to be the guy cast to do the live action Thrawn for the Ahsoka series, which I really want to see, along with the Kenobi series. And I think we all are really waiting with our hands and clasped together for that Kenobi series, are we not? Yeah, I know I am. So said, Star Wars will be covered. One thing I will start covering, and that I will talk about, and I hope some folks out there are interested in as well, because there are some rumblings from the producers and writers involved. So of the series, one of my favorite series, Stargate SG-1, and so there are some rumors I've heard, seen on Twitter, that some new stuff was written for Michael Shanks, who played Daniel Jackson. So there could be maybe some sort of a spin-off in the works. Who knows? Time will tell, and we'll see. So I'm also going to talk about Robotech and Macross. I love Robotech. I was trying to introduce my son get into Macross, but he's really not having it just yet. Was into Ninjago, and now he's watching Nickelodeon, and he's watching the Thundermans, and that's it's kind of funny. The bunny's the funniest character on that show, then that's for sure. So, and then I'll basically just kind of go over the comics that I read on a kind of a weekly to monthly basis. I don't collect a lot like I was collecting the Death Metal series as it was coming along, and the DC series as it was coming out as well. And I knew that they were going to transition into a kind of a more set of writers and artists. And so when they announced Future State for DC, and we got the 2 months of what could be, and some of those books were really good. Some of them were pretty trash, and some of them were most of them were but I think they really kind of made a good showing with the Wonder Woman books that they put out, myself, and then the Batman's, the Dark Knight books were good. Excuse me. And so we are continuing to read the main Batman here. So Infinite Frontier, that was a good book. So with Batman partnering with Ghostmaker, and now having to work without having the Wayne fortune and basically subsist, having to patch things together, is pretty good read. And the Jimenez art it kicks ass, and I really enjoyed the Harley trying to be a hero in the book. So so far that's a good read. And then I've been reading also the X-Men books. So you see there I've got the Peach Momoko cover, and I collected the X of Swords run, which I read and which I didn't think was that great, but I've been reading some of the Wolverine books, for Thorough, I've been collecting X-Men and Iron Man, and I like the new run of Iron Man. It's very relatable for someone, how he is treated by the public in the book. I do kind of enjoy, because it's not as kind as like you would think it would be in the movies. So there's that. And then of course we're going to talk about any of the big tentpole movies come out, big shows, things like that. And then the other thing I really like to talk about is the collectible stuff that I kind of get to. You see I have a few things there, but I do have quite a bit of Star Wars Black Series things that I've collected, and also a lot of Legos and other items and things like that. So people that are interested in that kind of stuff, if you want to shoot me some messages, and you can reach me at kanjiclubpod@gmail.com, or you can reach me in the show at Thrawntalk Pod on Twitter and Instagram. So again, like they say, smash that like button and subscribe, share with everybody. Then maybe at some point be like my son. Son's always asking for, it's like, I'll get some merch, and I'll start selling some merch. But first, I need some people out there. I need you guys to, like I said, smash that like button, subscribe, and then let's see how we do, and we'll get some more stuff going. And so first thing I'm going to really talk about, though, is big horse or elephant in the room as of right now, Zack Snyder's Justice League. So I stayed up at midnight to watch it, and I stayed up all night because I just was figuring I'm not going to go back to bed, because my son had to go to school or distance learning the next morning. So I said, screw it, I'm doing it, I'm committed. And I was not disappointed there. Not thoroughly. Okay, there were points where I said, I thought, okay, something good's coming, but it didn't quite come. It was there, um, almost like the ending. Like the ending almost seemed a little too good. The ending fight where Superman shows up to help the others. It almost seemed like, oh, okay, so Superman is this strong all the time. Like, oh, okay, so when he like really wants to jack it up, like he can jack it up. And so all the rest of them fools is they just playing. Like that's just not how it works, right? Like there's so I was kind of like, oh, so everybody else is just having a hard time, and then finally Superman shows up and he's like cleaning people's clock. He's cleaning dude's clock. He like knocks dude out of his armor, like right, like, pretty much knocks him out of his armor, and that's fine. So okay, and but within the first parts of the movie, I really enjoyed because what I did enjoy is Diana, and I can't believe that they cut the parts of her actually being a superhero out, like her using her intense speed to block that many bullets in a row. We don't want to see it cut. We've been seeing people do that with cut scenes, quick cuts for our entire lives with action stars, and the only people that have come close have been martial arts people who maybe get some kind of mystical training, and so they can sense before the bullets coming, and then that's when they can move. That's the best we've been able to get. And now we have our actual superheroes who are able to actually let the bullet hit them and it doesn't damage them. And so instead of having a cutscene, now we have the technology and the ability to see all of that actually transpire. That's what a lot of us people want to see, is not her being a complete badass. It's like it's the entirety of her being a badass, like the entire motion of it, her busting through the door, kicking the guys, grabbing the one dude, throwing him, and actually seeing what happens to the guy. And that's kind of the difference, I think, too, between some of the Marvel movies and the DC movies, is some of the casualty and the damage that's happened to the people around is a little bit more intense and a little bit more graphic in the DC movies than it is in the Marvel. Like we're supposed to believe in the Avengers that, oh, the entire downtown of Manhattan got evacuated and no one in those buildings that those alien things were flying around in and big giant worm things were crashing into died. You tell me none of that stuff fell on anybody? You kidding me? We didn't see any of those people die. And the only thing that anytime got close was a Chitauri jumping into a bank to throw a grenade at a bunch of group of people, but Cap comes in at the last minute and saves them. So, like, we don't see any casualties, but in Man of Steel, and then in Batman v Superman, we see the casualties. People fucking die. Like, and that's why dudes get pissed. Like, it's a little bit more real, I think. And it just seems to me that some people don't seem to grasp that kind of the difference to me. And so now here we are, and you got to kind of take that more of a realism into what you're watching, right? I really enjoy how they want to make me believe that, like, oh, okay, well, if Superman were really here and he was having to have these consequences happen, this is kind of what would really entail. Like, this is kind of what would happen. And then a lot of it is based on hope, because we'd like to think that's what we would hope would happen. There's a lot of dark shit that can happen, that will happen. So, but yeah, so seeing her actually do the moves and then like kick a dude to the wall from across the room, and then she uses the bracers and she smashes that dude through the window and basically obliterates him in front of everybody. Like, and then they cut the part where she says, "You." The little girl asks if she can be like her. She says, "You can be whatever you want." Like, what? Why haven't you cut that off? I don't understand. Just there's a lot of moments of that of like, why'd you cut that? Like that would have been so much better. And then there's other moments where it's like, not really needed, but I'll take it. Don't care. Because it's good. And the Victor Stone and Cyborg is the heart and the anchor of that movie. I don't care what anybody says. It just is. Him and his emotions, like, they completely cut that out of there, of that other movie. And he anchors that movie and that team. And him coming to grips with himself helps the team come to grips with itself. I mean, what more do you want? So it just got better. And I thought the armor, the look for Steppenwolf was way, way better. That first Joss Whedon look was, it's like some kid got his Kmart costume, where you get like the half front mask and it's only the front part of the mask. Doesn't, just the rubber band that goes around the back of the head. That's like pictures beside each other. Yeah. So, see, and then the Amazons really got their due. The Atlanteans, they got kind of thrown under the bus with not really guarding the mother box that well. Just kind of like two dudes standing there like, yeah, we're chilling here, bro. There's a mother box in here. No worries, man. We're just gonna chill. Oh, you hear something? Nah, I don't hear nothing. And you almost kind of see it too, like, hey, guys, hey, yo, man, gotta stay out of here. Did you get your COVID test, bro? Hold on. Slow it down. Sir, you don't have a mask on. You don't have a mask on, sir. Hold on. So, yeah, they got that box way too easy. So, and then I wanted to think that they had more of Lex Luthor at the end, but they didn't. They just kind of had the same thing with him and Deathstroke, but then we did get the extra Deathstroke with the Mohawk, the Nightmare, that Nightmare team. Oh, and I mean, what they did, he completely turned around that Joker character. He really did. It just, I mean, because in the Suicide Squad movie, didn't come across so well to me, but he really, in this one, Batman tells him, like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and I will fucking kill you. I'm gonna do it slow, like I promised. Like, oh shit. Like, oh damn. So, yeah, so definitely 5 out of 5 for me. I haven't seen a 5 out of 5 movie in quite a while, or at least, okay, 4.8, 4.8, 4.9 out of 5. There's a couple of moments that kind of like the Flash stuff was all great. I could have done without the hot dog joke, but I can see why it was funny. He needed the hot dog to get a job. But then he ends up not needing that job anyway. So anyway, okay. Now, we're going to move on, and I'm going to talk about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I saw the first episode of that, and I'd like to say that it's just big load of crap. Sorry. But I loved WandaVision 2 point. It was really good. 2 point. And it kind of got stale, ridiculous stale. And then this one dropped, and the first 10 minutes were like, yeah, cool. Got a good scene with him and going against GSP. That was cool. Like, they brought GSP back, and he had some good moments and a good scene, and liked him in his little squirrel suit. That was cool. But after that, I was just like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, seriously, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I couldn't. I mean, so, like, I find it hard to believe, like I know things were bad and all that and stuff, but everybody came back. Just about everybody. Like, Tony's and maybe a couple other people died, but the billions of people that were gone came back. And so, yeah, people had to learn how to live with that, but why would you hold that against? So if you're holding that against the Falcon, so, and apparently the bank guy knew who he was, and he said he's always wanted to be an Avenger, so he knew he saved the universe as being in a team with the team of the Avengers. But that doesn't get any kind of a leeway in that universe whatsoever. Like, I really find that hard to believe. Like, but they had that whole ceremony with them talking about Cap and this and that, and like, I know he's proud, but like, and then he comes, and then it's like, okay, well, there's the entire Avengers compound in Tony's places, and you come rolling back up in that horrible, ugly ass truck. That, like, okay, I get it. That's the truck you had when you were like, in, you know, enlisted or whatever, and then you joined the Avengers, and you've been on the run for a while the last couple years, and this and that, and that's your truck, and you got it somehow kind of back. But to think that, like, okay, like, Falcon's coming home, like, these people saved the universe in the way that our social media is, and our paparazzi and things, like, there's no one's there. No one's ever came by to the Wilson family and said, hey, we'd like to partner up with your family, and so we can make you don't have to worry about that shabby old bolt out there, because we'll make sure we get you a brand new one. All you gotta do is partner with, say we're a sponsor of you, because, you know, Sam Wilson, we sponsor the Falcon. It's like, for God's sakes, like my brother lives in Washington, and there's people that get sponsored, the kids get sponsored to go drift racing and do drifting in parking lots. Like, you tell me he can't get a loan? He can't say, if the lady who glued her hair can get a GoFundMe account, Sam Wilson can get some money, can get some Skrilla, like, for real. So I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. And unless they fix that and they deal with that, I'm not, like, I'm not going to want to waste my time on the show. It's just, you know, it's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Okay, so, all right, well, I think that was a good little introduction to our show. And I hope all of you out there enjoy it as well. And please do me a favor again, and I'm going to say it again because you need to smash that like button and subscribe so I can get some views and some listeners and subscribers, and we can start doing the talk. So for myself, Jesse, at Thrawnkill on Twitter, at Thrawntalk Pod on Twitter, Instagram. We'll see you again. Bye.